everyone. How are you all? I hope you enjoyed the break. Well, I'm holding some papers here because I'm a very traditional journalist. However, I built technologies for journalism. I worked in innovation, but I still believe that a paper can save me from the very human flaws that I have. So I wanted to ask everyone here, this week, did you hear or did you say the sentence, I asked ChatGPT, or ChatGPT told me? And it's not necessarily to be ChatGPT. It can be Claude, it can be Perplexity. Please raise your hands if you did. Amazing. So keep them up. Keep them up. If you had a feeling afterwards, a feeling of guilt, a feeling of anxiety, a feeling of impressed, a feeling of joy, a feeling of, I did it, I finished the work. Great. I know that not so many of us like to talk about feelings in journalism. Usually we are like facts, facts, facts. But I have history in that. I talk about feelings a lot. And this is what took me to study cyberpsychology, which is the study of the human interaction with machines, with technology, and how humans are feeling. And of course, I tended to study our profession from that lens. So I wanted to talk to you about how we journalists feel about AI in our lives. And I think we are getting to the wrong direction. These are two quotes from two women. The first one, Ioana Masikowiecka. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correct. I wrote it down actually with the pronunciation, but it's very tough for me. Sorry. She wrote that she wants AI to do the laundry so she can write her amazing writing of sci-fi and movies. And here is Emily M. Bender. She's the co-author of the AI.Con, and she was actually criticizing us journalists for calling ChatGPT a he. And I wanted to talk about, before we are going to the journalism as a creative praxis, I wanted to recap with you. I know this conference, we talked a lot about the crisis and the problems that we have in journalism, so I'm going to recap very quickly. Collapse of the revenue model, widespread job cuts, shift to gig economy, erosion of public trust, and we take it on us. It's not on them, it's on us. And burnout, trauma, harassment and safety, physical deterioration, misinformation, disinformation, social media distribution, and sometimes social media distraction. We are human beings before we are journalists. And there's something new happening. There is a new tool, but it's a very powerful tool that is actually challenging this identity of us being journalists and the way we work at the moment. I actually wanted to ask you, how many of you see journalism as a creative work? Oh, great. So there is no need for this. I thought I will have to convince you all that we are all creative beings. This is a scientific thing that explains creativity. It's a scientific theory that says creativity is novelty plus usefulness. And here you can see the process of creativity. And I'm sure that while we are doing stories, we also follow this process. Almost in each story, even in each pitch, we are using this process. So let's go back and talk about generative AI. Generative AI came to us as a solution, but in a search for a problem in journalism. we are having deepfakes. These are screenshots from different uses of deepfakes. This I'm sure you came across on Instagram. The one with the rabbits there, it needed fact checkers actually to fact check it after it had, I don't know, 15 million views, and people thought it's real, but it was not. And the one in the middle was a news channel somewhere in the world. Someone tried to experiment and produce this on TV, and it didn't work. In my opinion, it didn't work well. Why I'm mentioning deepfake exactly? Because it has become a billion-dollar industry, and I have the feeling that it's pushed on us in entertainment and in media and in journalism. Use it, it's useful. I mean, myself, I advise sometimes in my trainings and in my advisory work for news organizations to use it, for example, in case if they want to hide the identity of the reporters for security reasons. But the cost and the trade-off of using this technology is very huge. And also, I don't think this technology needs to be a billion-dollar technology that the world is investing in now. And we all know that its effect on us in journalism will outweigh the very small use that we can benefit from this technology. So the problem, how we are getting convinced, or how this technology is pushed on us, they are making us think that it will solve a problem for us, yet we don't identify the problem. And they create a type of dependency, and then they start to sell us our dependency into a product that we should use. Another issue with deepfakes that it's already used in the last year for cyber attacks. In a survey for 300 cybersecurity leaders, they said 62 of enterprise organizations experienced a deep fake attack in the past year only. The report also noted that 29% of these enterprise organizations have been attacked with the use of generative AI. What does that mean for us in journalism? That means we need to shift priorities for media organizations and for the funders and for the grant makers here. You have to start counting cash, because you will need cybersecurity people, you will need more human-in-the-loop experts to be in your newsrooms, and good luck for us with the heavy fact-checking and in verifying the identity of our editors sometimes if they send us notes to change something and we are not sure yet if they are our real editors or they are deepfake. Welcome to my world. This is my studies. This is what I study now. I'm doing a Master of Science, as I said, in cyberpsychology. And these are just small sample of the papers that I'm reading every day. And I'm sharing this with you just to tell you the effects of the use of generative AI on the human capacity and on the human cognition and on the human psychology and the human brain. So I'm sharing with you here some effects: bias amplification, cognitive scale deterioration, memory and attention decline, technostress and mental health issues, behavioral modification under assessment, cognitive strain and dependency. It has also some positive effects, so it increases the individual productivity, but in the same time, it decreases the collective productivity. That means later, if you want to do a brainstorming about a story, you will need to go to ChatGPT, because your productivity will be higher than if you sit with your colleagues in the same place. So I was wondering also, after reading all of this for the past year, if we are, in journalism, doing it all wrong. What do you think? Do we do it right or we do it wrong? Right? Raise your hand. No? Okay. So I think I think we are doing it all wrong. The discussions now are around, I recall the broken record, I see it now, that talk about social media and how we are living the over-dependency since already many years. I will take it to the next level and say there are two polarized groups now in the world about generative AI. The boomers who are saying everything will be great, productivity will be amazing, and if we do follow them, that's a mistake because we don't have time to reflect and to choose the products that serves us in journalism. And there are the doomers who are thinking the world will vanish after the use of AI, but also if we follow them, we lose a lot because we will lose the chance to learn, to adapt, and I think that's what we should do. There is also another narrative or another discussion about having the human in the loop, and this will be the antidote for all problems. As long as we are having one human in the loop, everything will be correct and everything will be great. And I think in journalism that also doesn't fit, because having a human in the loop with the training and with the expertise, that's a cost that we are not ready for now, given the status of our industry. And we didn't even start yet to train people at the scale and the number that we will need very, very soon. There is also a scenario that predicts in 2027, there will be the number of online agents will outnumber the humans who are using the internet. So imagine this as news organizations, and you will need also a number of human in the loop that outnumber probably the number of journalists working with you to be able to manage all of this. And there is also a discussion about, well, now the AI needs more training, it will get better, and when it will get better, it will get more consistent, and then we can use it. I'm sorry to break the news for you. They are not getting any better, and they are not getting consistent, because inconsistency is a feature. Why? Because they are preparing the market for segmentation. The more you pay, the better consistency you will get. So what do we do now? We do deals with AI companies. We train the people. This is up to us as an industry to think about. And probably we did it also all wrong when we thought about more and more engagement. Because I thought, and I learned in the past year that engagement is a spectrum. And on the other side of engagement lies actually hyper-engagement and addiction. And I don't think going forward all the time for more engagement is still the solution for us. Not for us as journalists to be constantly more engaged, and not also for our audiences. So what do we do? What do human beings like at work? Well, they like autonomy, they like creativity, they like purpose, they like intellectual challenge, they like the flow state, they like connection. And this is what we need to go more and more towards. Human beings don't like repetitive, monotonous work, micromanagement, prompting a lot and getting frustrated every time you don't like the results, and they don't like administration work. I'm still convinced that the billions that are invested into AI are going completely to the wrong direction. They are doing painting, creating images, creating videos, writing, and I don't think this is what we need in journalism. I'm very well aware that before this hype of AI and machine learning was used in journalism, and it was actually a good use most of the time. But now, with the pressure that we have to follow the hype, we are left with a very hard choice. I think as long as I'm still waiting for the robot that hangs the laundry and folds it afterwards, and to be cheaper than a membership for a chatbot that claims it has a PhD-like level of research, then I will be convinced that generative AI for us is going to the right direction. So the solution, in my point of view, is resilience. And resilience in this case, it doesn't just mean enduring the disruption and trying to adapt to it. It's learning the new tools. It's not learning the new tools as fast as possible. Resilience here means remembering who you are when the noise is the loudest. And now is a very, very loud time. Take care of yourself and stay always sane. And the last thing, the AI is coming anyway, so our way forward is mastery, not abandonment, and make technology serves you. Don't fall into the trap of AI burnout. If you get frustrated from prompting, leave it out. Thank you so much for listening.